weeks after the season opener in Val Thorens, round 2 of the brand new Andros Trophy is in the Principality of Andorra, but it's not always so picture perfect. High winds and snowstorms blew in on Friday, cancelling all track action. Fortunately, the forecast was correct and it improved for the weekend, and that means we were back in business. Well, let's take a look around the track now with our Val Thorens overall winner and points leader Aurelian Panis, fresh back from the World Touring Car finale in Malaysia. And you can already see how much tarmac there is coming through. We're out of the final corner here, launching down this long straight. Exit the final corner, so important. Long, fast, sinuous left-hander. Again, patches of ice already scraped away. The tarmac is coming through. And that's going to make it really tough keeping the studs in the tyres, keeping the tyres in good shape as well. Traction here really important in this first little right-hander of this sinuous S's sweep, because that sets you up for all 3 corners. If you're late going in, you'll be late in all of them or give away so much time. Bright sunshine isn't helping the ice conditions either, and that means maintaining the tyre performance is going to be absolutely key to the weekend. Again, around the long final hairpin, looking for that traction all the way to the finish line. So there's a lap with Aurelian Panis. Well, could hardly be better for skiing. Possibly a little more ice would help for the ice racing here, but there is good weather to be found. So let's take a look at where we are. This is Jan Erlache, like Aurelian Panis, contesting the World Touring Car Championship in Malaysia a week earlier in driving rain and at night by the time it all finished. He won day 1 in Val Thorens, his first race win in the trophy, finished 5th on day 2. He's 2nd in the standings, and he is a man who will be in fine form all season long. Well, here is Aurelian Panis, our points leader, 9 ahead of Erlache, with 4-time champion Jean-Baptiste de Bourg 2 points further back. Now, both Panis and Erlache, and especially Panis, have got real experience as electric cars. For J.V. de Bourg, this is all new stuff for him, so he's learning fast. Christophe Ferrier, a former multiple electric champion, he really knows these cars inside out. This is his first season in the Premier class, 11th in the standings. These cars have a lot more get up and go than he's used to. The Ursula 2000 driver impresses though by setting the best time in a first qualifying session in Andorra, ahead of Benjamin Riviere and Olivier Panis, but it's only the start of a long day and no chance of mistakes being forgiven here in Andorra. The racing will all be in a single day's event. In the motorcycle class, Sylvain Dabert took both wins in Val Thorens, grabbing an obvious points lead. He's 16 ahead of the reigning champion Maxime Emery and Vivien Gonnet. Record Series winner Dabert, with 8 championship titles against Emery's 5, is looking well set for a great season. But it's never certain in the bike class, and the battle will be intense here in Andorra. Even more than the cars, these guys are going to struggle to deal with the bare tarmac patches. They need the ice. They need the ice for grip, for consistency, and for balance. Let's take a look now at Superpole, where the top 6 from the 2 qualifying heats try to get bonus points, from 6 for the fastest down to 1 for the least fastest. Olivier Panis, first man out on track. Last Frenchman to win a Formula 1 Grand Prix. He's the last man to win a Grand Prix for Ligier as well, and still a feisty competitor. Loves to get his elbows out, loves close racing. Now, in one of these Petit Forestier AS01s, this is the series spec space frame, all electric car that everybody's using. They all are the same underneath the bodywork. He was second fastest in the qualifying heats behind Son Aurelien. He lies 7th in the standings after Val Thorens. Couldn't compete in all of the events last year to his disappointment, but looks like he is in for all of them this year. You can see how rough the track is looking. The ice is very rutted, lots of tarmac showing through. And it's difficult to find that balance between speed and keeping the tyres alive and keeping the studs in as well, particularly during the races. Across the checkered flag he comes. 45.105. Well, that's the time everybody will have to beat. And going earlier is possibly not a bad thing here. There might just be a fraction more ice, a fraction more grip. Next up, Nico Prost, one of the two racing sons of multiple world champion Alain Prost. And Nico combining over the last few years electric racing in Trophy Andros and in Formula E. Well, he was 5th fastest in the qualifying heats, lying 4th overall after season opener Val Thorens. Disappointing 7th on day 1. He didn't make the super final, but he did on day 2, where he finished in 3rd position. So a good haul of points there. It is Renault Zoe, one of 2 Renault Zoes in the field. The other is driven by JB Dubourg, the multiple champion. Nico looking nice and smooth, fluid run through the final hairpin. Looking for that traction will be absolutely critical. And here we go. So little ice there. Can he hook it on the inside? He does. Just finds a little bit of grip. Rushing to the line. How close will he be? He's going to be inside it. No, he's not. Just outside. 46.014. So 2nd place for Nico Prost for the moment. Well, that's nearly a second slower. So maybe the ice is deteriorating very quickly. Next up, Franck Lagorce. Now, Franck Lagorce couldn't compete 2 weeks ago. His teammate destroyed the car in the qualifying heats right after first practice. So Lagorce had no chance of scoring anything. In the points at the end of the season, you can drop a score. He's going to have to drop that 0. 4th fastest in the qualifying heats. Eustace Franck has got his sleeves rolled up. Really throwing the ice around. Lots of commitment. Franck Lagorce is never anything other than fully committed. Another ex-Formula 1 driver. Hugely successful single-seater career. Raced in sports cars as well. And he's made a winter living in Trophy Andros for the last few years. Also runs a stunt driving circus during the summer. So final hairpin, runs out wide. Oh, that's going to cost him time, and that's a shame because he was looking very quick indeed. How close is he going to be? He's right there. Oh my goodness, 9 thousandths of a second. That's ridiculous. Well, he and Panis are effectively in a dead heat. Who's going to split those two? So they are 1st and 2nd, with Nico Prost in 3rd. Great run from Franck Lagorce. Well, next up, Olivier Pernot, 6th fastest in the qualifying heats after disappointing Val Thorens, where he only secured 11th and 10th. So this is the first super pole for him in his Audi. Gets a good run down on the front straight. Now this long left-hander that starts the lap tightens, tightens, tightens. So he's trying to treat it as a 2-part corner. And that's possibly because there was just not enough grip in the middle to really keep the slide going. Through the S's, right, then left, then right again. And this is really tricky to pass here. Most passing will be done out of the final hairpin and down the front straight. If you try and stick your nose inside here, it's asking for disaster. So Olivier Pernot, how close is he going to be? This is not bad. Doesn't look as aggressive by any means as Franck Lagorce. Across the line at a checkered flag. Oh, 46.4. So that leaves him in 4th position. It is still then Olivier Panis with the fastest lap. Well, let's see now what Jean-Baptiste Dubourg can do. JB Dubourg, a World Rallycross driver during the summer, a Trophy Andros multiple champion during the winter, but a man who has been used to having a normal petrol engine wailing away behind him. And the silence in this car, bar the scrabbling of the tyres and the faint whine of the electric motors, is very disorientating at the start. Yes, he's tested the Renault Zoe, but again, getting the feel for it, for that instant punch of the torque of the electric motors, which is different from the way that a normal internal combustion engine produces its power, that takes time to learn, and that's where his slight edge has gone. Don't think he's forgotten how to drive these things, and don't think he's no longer going to be competitive, because there's no question a driver of this caliber will always come back. But it's finding his feet, finding those few thousandths of a second. This is a neat looking lap, as fluid as ever from JB. This is going to be quite close. Where's he going to be? First or second? Third place at the line. 0.23 behind. Well, again, with Olivier Panis and Franck Legore separated by only 9 thousandths, you're either going to beat both of them or neither of them, really, aren't you? Not a bad lap, though, from JB Dubourg. That could put him on the second row of the grid. Should do. Here comes our final runner then. So Aurélien Panis, our series leader, starts the run in his Audi A1. 60 kilos of ballast in his car after the overall victory in Val Thorens, race 2. He was quickest in the qualifying heats as well. And he loves this Andorra circuit. He was in fine form last year, won here last year, and that was the first overall victory in an Elite Super final for an electric car against the normal internal combustion engine cars. So how close is he going to be here? Again, great stuff from Aurélien Panis, trying to adapt his driving from the front wheel drive Cupra a week ago back to this all-drive, all-steer electric Audi A1, and at the line, is he on the front row? He is not. He's in 4th place alongside JB Dubourg. It's the old man, it's Olivier Panis, his mentor, his manager, who takes pole from Franck Legore. JB Dubourg in 3rd place, and our series leader Aurélien Panis is in 4th. So Olivier Panis gets the 6 points for pole position in the Super Pole, and that adds to his points in qualifying. Aurélien, though, outscoring his dad in qualifying, and they have the same number of points after Super Pole. Same deal for JB Dubourg and Franck Legore, tied on 44, just ahead of Nico Prost, but look at Yann Erlaché, only 35 points for him, second in the standings coming in here. Cars on the grid now for the Elite Super Final. They're down there somewhere, honestly, in the murk and the mist. Points leader Stéphane Vantaya is the man on pole position, car number 12. Alongside him, Sylvain Poussier, the number 5 Peugeot 208 on row 2. Gérard Fontenelle, car number 6. And alongside him, Julien Febreux, the number 8 Audi. Jeremy Sahi is on row 3, along with Nathan Biel. Well, conditions are not great. As you can see, lots of snow coming down. That's not going to help the ice. It's not going to help visibility either. And these guys will also have to keep their machines in good nick for the Elite Pro crews who are going to be using them once they have finished. At least that's the plan. Now, because of the weather and the track conditions, the officials have decided this will be a 4-lap race. You can see the counter on the right-hand side of the shot there. So just 4 laps here. So 5-second board is given. Away they go. Good start from Stéphane Vantaya. Not a very good start from the red car of Jeremy Sahi. Nathan Biel gets in front of him for 5th position. Front row, Stéphane Vantaya, Sylvain Poussier still 1st and 2nd. The blue car, Gérard Fontenelle in 3rd. And in the Audi Sport colours, the white with the yellow, Julien Febreux in 4th position. There's the number 11 car, Nathan Biel, right up behind Febreux. Jeremy Sahi in the red car got just left at the start here. Sliding out wide, Julien Febreux. And Nathan Biel can't get by. Look at the number 6 car, Gérard Fontenelle, inside Sylvain Poussier. Couldn't get there either. Stéphane Vantaya starting to pull away immediately. Sylvain Poussier in 2nd place. Gérard Fontenelle pushing him all the way. Julien Febvre in fourth. Oh, through comes Jeremy Sahi, gets ahead of Nathan Biel. Biel got onto the tarmac too much there, just slid out wide. The studs don't dig into the tarmac the way they do into the ice. They don't dig into the tarmac at all, in fairness. Hitting the snowbank, Vontaille and Poussier and Fontenelle trying to get alongside. Really tough to try and pass through the S's here. And Fontenelle all over the back of Sylvain Poussier. Looks like the Renault Zoe is the quicker of the two cars at the moment, but he just can't get by the Peugeot. Trying to get the drive on the exit. Stefan Vontaille getting away as this battle rages on behind him. Poussier, black, white and green. Fontenelle in blue. Fontenelle side by side, but just a little too much of a drift coming out the final corner. So starting lap 3. And Gerard Fontenelle trying everything to get by Sylvain Poussier for second place. Stefan Vontaille is gone, isn't he? And then Julien Febvre still in fourth place in his Audi. Just caught a quick glimpse of him ahead of Jeremy Sahi and Nathan Biel. And a drift out wide again from Sylvain Poussier. There's Jeremy Sahi, the red and grey car, all over Julien Febvre. It looks like he's closing, but they're just using different cornering lines. Same as the battle for second. Sylvain Poussier ahead of Gerard Fontenelle. There's Gerard Fontenelle again looking very close. 1 to go. Stefan Vontaille, if he doesn't crash, will win this. But who is going to take second? Big slide from Sylvain Poussier, and Gerard Fontenelle is right inside. Fontenelle didn't get the drive he needed there, but Gerard Fontenelle right inside. There's contact, and off goes Poussier. Left the door open too long. Gerard Fontenelle into the side of him. But that was from the side on. Fontenelle up to second. Julien Febvre went through for third in the Audi. So Stefan Vontaille is going to lead all the way to the checkered flag. But behind him, the blue car, Gerard Fontenelle, closing him right down. If there was another lap or two, there might be a real battle for victory, but the checkered flag is out. Stefan Vontaille taking the win from Gerard Fontenelle and Julien Febvre third. The red car, Jeremy Sahi in fourth. Nathan Biel in fifth position. So tough break for Sylvain Poussier. He was drifting out wide time after time, and eventually Gerard Fontenelle got alongside him. And that was all she wrote. He got through. Sylvain Poussier didn't as they came into the S's here. And that was the end of it for Poussier. He just didn't have enough room with Fontenelle inside him. Well, let's ride on board with Julien Febvre. Just in front of us is Gerard Fontenelle. We saw what it looked like from the outside. And this is from the inside. Speed in kilometers an hour. It's not extreme, but this is ice and frozen tarmac. And all you hear is the noise of the car and the tyres and studs and the ice and slush flying up underneath. No engine noise from the electric powertrain. See how busy the driver is on the steering wheel. Throttle and brake dancing around, getting the car penduluming side to side. Battle for second place just in front of us. Easing away from Nathan Biel and Jeremy Sahi's battle for fifth. And see the side windscreen wipers as well, the side window wipers. These cars often spend a lot of time sideways, and it's important to have visibility around the long hairpin. Winding on and off the lock as the grip comes and goes. And then down through the S's. That was a long first corner that tightens up. Wait, 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 have to be patient. And he is very slowly closing in on the battle in front, but you can see the blue car of Gerard Fontenelle constantly at all sorts of different angles from Sylvain Poussier. There for the first time, you see Poussier drifting a little too wide, and Gerard Fontenelle got alongside in the blue car, couldn't quite make the pass down into the first corner. It's all fast and ferocious stuff, isn't it? Lock on, lock off. Understeer now, lots of understeer, now oversteer. And again into the S's. The blue car of Gerard Fontenelle is all over Sylvain Poussier for second place. Poussier sliding out wide. Fontenelle seems to have a little bit more grip. Following him through the S's. Final hairpin awaits, and it's here really where it starts to move. Fontenelle there, you can see he's inside Sylvain Poussier, almost level again. Down the front straight, Poussier finds a little bit more traction, just pulls ahead. Then we sweep around this long, tightening first corner. Oversteer, understeer, oversteer, understeer. And just in front of us, contact. And Sylvain Poussier is going to find himself in the barriers there. We've got to avoid him, so change the line mid-corner. Not easy while keeping the speed up. Up into third place and chasing for the final lap behind Gérard Fontenelle. Great view of how much the balance of the car changes from understeer to oversteer, mid-corner 2 or 3 times. I think the drivers have got it in a nice long smooth drift while they're constantly balancing it on and off the throttle, on and off the brakes, using the steering and taking the checkered flag in third. Well, here are the elite results for Andorra. Stefan von Tyre with 61 points, 6 ahead of Gérard Fontenelle. Julien Fabreur in third position, just 1 back. And day 1 is the entire classification here in Andorra, a 1-day meeting. Because of the weather, Stefan von Tyre now leading the standings by 13 from Sylvain Poussier, Jeremy Sahi 2 behind in third position. Little step back then to Nathan Biel in 4th and Clementine Lost in 5th position. They all battle with Manuel Moinel and Louis Rousset, but the top 3 are definitely a step ahead after Andorra. Perfect weekend, says Stefan von Tyre. I got pole, my team, engineers, mechanics, they've all been perfect. Everything went well. We came here for fun and had fun. We won. So that's just perfect. And the title now is a realistic goal. Well, let's say we're going in the good direction. We led after Val Thorens. We leave here with an even bigger lead. So, yeah, of course, everything's possible. I'm just having a lot of fun, and we're going to try and make it happen. Ready now for the AMV Motorcycle Trophy race. 19 machines in what are less than ideal conditions, both underfoot and also in the air. As you can see, plenty of wind, blowing snow, and not an awful lot of ice either. And for the two-wheel machines, the transition from grip on the ice to no grip on the tarmac is going to be very tricky indeed. Series leader, 8-time champion Sylvain Dabert wearing the yellow vest on the yellow Husqvarna. Number 37, he is the man who starts from pole. And there is less and less ice for them to race on and more tarmac showing through. And here's where having pole and getting away, getting the whole shots can be a real advantage. Now, a number of the riders take a really tight line. There's less momentum possible there on the tighter line. You don't keep your speed up, but there is more grip for the stud. So it's how you balance this one, or possibly swinging around really wide on the far side of the naked tarmac. Otherwise, everybody, as you can see here at the hairpin, cornering almost upright. You really can't hold much of a lean angle on that slippery tarmac. So Sylvain Dabert leading. Here's the battle for third. The red Husqvarna with the red helmet. That's Germain Vincenot going out wide, trying to keep up that momentum and keep up the grip. Inside him, though, the number 1, Maxime Emery with the blue highlights. Now, Emery, the top Honda rider in the pack, goes through, or does he for third? Looks like he has. Sylvain Dabert leading by about a second from number 4, Vivian Gonnet. Husqvarna's 1-2. Maxime Emery third on the Honda now, ahead of the red number 14 machine of Germain Vincenot. He's another Husky rider. Closing in behind him is Julien Colombon on a Sherco. It's really just blowing like a gale here. Very grim conditions indeed. Handlebar to handlebar for 5th position. In fact, that's a 5-way battle. And that could go any way. One mistake and you'll be right out of the running. Well, guest rider this weekend is Grand Prix ace Randy de Punier. Now, Randy de Punier also coming from Sepang in Malaysia, where the previous weekend he was racing in the FIM Endurance World Championship. There he is on the number 51 machine. Now, he's come from the back of the grid. And Randy de Punier taking on all comers. Sylvain Debert leading as they get to the halfway mark, lap 4 of 8. And second place, Vivian Gournay. And then still the battle between number 1, Maxime Emery, and number 14, Germain Vincenot. And Vincenot on the red Husqvarna, determined to use the long outside line to try and find that grip. And here, using the tighter inside line, Maxime Emery cuts him off. Whoa! Just about keeps it up right there, Maxime Emery. Racing motorcycles on ice never seems like the most straightforward thing, even on ice, but when half of the ice isn't ice and it's tarmac, all of those half-inch long studs just scrabbling away at nothing. You can see Maxime Emery getting the power down there, the rear wheel just snaking underneath him. It's a sort of combination of motocross, enduro, speedway, ice speedway. Maxime Emery still with a tight inside line, and through goes Germain Vincenot. Now, he really took his chance there, didn't he? Pushed hard, right behind number 17 on the Sherco, Julien Colombon, closing in as these two battle. So this is third position, this trio. The red Husqvarna rider, Germain Vincenot, ahead of number 1, Maxime Emery. Emery, last year's champion. I have to say, it does look as though the leader is being closed down quite significantly. Sylvain Debert with Vivian Gournay behind him. The snow is getting heavier as well. Well, both Husqvarna riders, number 4, Vivian Gournay. Now, the great thing for Gournay chasing is that he can see exactly where Sylvain Debert is strong and not, and Debert can't see where he's coming from. Now he knows he's there, but it's too late. Through for the lead. Big advantage, particularly in these conditions, for Vivian Gournay doing the chasing. Now, of course, on lap 6 of 8, he's in front and Debert is doing the chasing. So Debert can launch an attack and Gournay may not even know it's coming, but Debert has to figure out in a lap and a half where he is stronger than Gournay, who now leads in the red leathers, and then he's got to try and find a way by. So the yellow jersey in second place at the moment, our winner in Val Thorens, and he's looking to try and find a little bit more grip, finding the ice rather than the tarmac, exactly the opposite of what you do on a normal road. In fact, on a normal road you'd leave your motorcycle at home, wouldn't you? You don't have the studs and the knobbly tyres these guys do. So our points leader, Sylvain Debert, lap 7 of 8, and somewhere out there Vivian Gournay is still leading by about 1 machine's length out of the hairpin for the penultimate racing time. Last lap. I'm not sure Sylvain Debert has got what it takes here. Just doesn't look like he's got the pace of Vivian Gournay. Got away early. Gournay closed him down. Worked out where to make his attack and made it. Through the S's, at the end of the S's now. Can Sylvain Debert find a way back? This is where it all went wrong for him. He didn't know that Vivian Gournay was coming. Gournay knows that he's past the leader, and so he's constantly aware. Behind him, it's anybody's guess what's going on. But Sylvain Debert is not going to win here. It's going to be number 4, Vivian Gournay. Is it? Yes, it is. Gets out of the hairpin first. Gets the traction needs. Checkered flag awaits. And number 4, Vivian Gournay takes his first win of the season. Sylvain Debert in second place. Germain Vincenot, Maxime Emery, Julien Colombon is Vincenot ahead of Emery. And Colombon has dropped back in 5th position. Great result for Vivian Gournay ahead of the man who won both races in Val Thorens. Cars on the snowy grid for the Elite Pro final. Quentin Giordano on pole position in the Sebastian Loeb Racing AS1. Sebastian Loeb himself drove that last time out and will do later in the season. Yann Erlacher on the outside the front row. Then Andreas Bakkerud starts in third place. Benjamin Rivière is a non-starter from fourth place on the grid in the Peugeot 208. Christophe Ferrier, multiple electric champion, is the only starter on row 3 as well, because Nathaniel Berton is not there. So just the 4 cars, but still Quentin Giordano, the man on pole position, ahead of Yann Erlacher. So watch for the blue car on the right hand side. I think he will be a constant thorn in the side of Giordano. Well, the grey, white and green machine in third place, driven by Andreas Bakkerud. That was driven to victory by Stefan von Tyre earlier. Away we go. Giordano gets a good run, and not a great start for Yann Erlacher. Really not a good start. Takes the inside line though. Holds off Andreas Bakkerud and hangs on to second place. Number 6 machine, Christophe Ferrier in fourth. That was driven into second place by Gérard Fontenelle. And again, you can see how much the gravel and tar underneath is being dragged away. Bits falling off. Quentin Giordano's car already looked like a wheel arch liner getting spat out. And trouble for Christophe Ferrier. A half spin for him, so he drops back. It is now a 3-horse race, and up into second place has gone finally Yann Erlacher. Held off Andreas Bakkerud, but Quentin Giordano is away in the lead. Yann Erlacher in second place, now trying to find his rhythm again. Andreas Bakkerud in third place, keeping him honest. Can he close on the young man from Alsace? Giordano staying out front, and the marshals saying this away. There's a little bit of debris in the track. Green flags are still out though. Not sure that we're looking for a pass yet. Yann Erlacher not able to keep the pace up with the Sebastian Loeb Racing machine in front of him. Quentin Giordano has got about a second advantage and is hanging on to that. On to lap 3 of 4. And the snow that was blustering in when they were sitting on the grid has now vanished, so visibility is as good as it's going to get. Oh, and Giordano into the slush wall, so too though Erlacher. Over the limit, both men, as they turned into the corner there, just running out of road. And that was an opportunity for Erlacher, but he just couldn't take advantage, made the same mistake. Erlacher in the Yvan Muller Racing blue machine, and out front Quentin Giordano in the red car run by Sebastian Loeb Racing. On to the final lap. Look at the wind blowing. See the flags down there at the flag stand. It's bitterly cold out. And Giordano working hard for his living. Now that's a much better run through the first turn. Sets it up for the tighter second element. Yann Erlacher looking for some grip also. Little tighter line, but drifts out wide. Don't think that's going to find him much either. Quentin Giordano keeping his nose in front through the S's. And this is looking like a victory run all the way from pole position. Yann Erlacher didn't make it into the Elite Pro Super Final. And so he's losing out on points for Superpole, losing out on points there as well. And he'll only finish in second place here. Checker flag is out. Victory for Quentin Giordano. Yann Erlacher in second place. And in third place, Andreas Bakkerud. So Christophe Ferrier some way back there. In fact, Ferrier only now crossing the line 11 seconds back. And that's what happens when you go off and into one of these icy snowbanks. Well, Quentin Giordano made that look pretty straightforward. Sebastian Loeb Racing car winning from the machine of Yann Erlacher. Erlacher run by Yvan Muller, who, like Erlacher, comes from Alsace-Lorraine, as does Sebastian Loeb. Allez, on va Snow still blowing here in Andorra as we get ready for the super final of the AMV Cup. And another mass start into gloomy conditions. Sylvain Dabert again with the whole shot. Just ahead of Vivien Gonnet, the winner of the first race here. Gonnet running out very wide indeed. Maxime Emery slips through into second place. I'm pretty sure it was Emery. Yes, there he is with the white leggings and the blue machine. Maxime Emery, number one machine, through into the lead. Germain Vincenot, 14, he's right there. So is Julien Colombon with the yellow leathers under his green AMV vest. Trouble at the tail of the field. So here we go, out of the hairpin at the end of lap 1 of 6. Sylvain Dabert trying to build a big advantage now. In the first race, he got away from Vivien Gonnet, pulled away from the field. Gonnet closed him down, caught him by surprise, and made a pass for the lead with 2 to go. Gonnet in third place though. Maxime Emery, Sylvain Dabert's arch rival, in second place at the moment. So 2 finals and a super final all this weekend in the grim conditions here in Andorra. This is really how it is in Trophy Andros. Some days are beautiful sunshine, absolutely perfect ice. Some days it looks a little bit more like winter. A little bit like winter's happening rather than winter arrived a couple of days earlier. Here's the battle for third, side by side on the inside. Vivien Gonnet, number 4, goes through. Germain Vincenot still using the wide line and really trying to find that momentum. It is not working for him. Sylvain Dabert leads from Maxime Emery. And the battle for third, currently third place in the hands of number 4, Vivien Gonnet. Gonnet, the race 1 winner, ahead of Dabert in second. If Dabert can win this one, then he will still have a great hatful of points from the weekend. Maxime Emery in second place. Can Vivien Gonnet get to him before the end of these 6 laps? So Gonnet only 7/10 of a second back. And he is closing now, isn't he? He's really focused on Maxime Emery. As we saw before, in these conditions, very hard to know who is behind you and quite where they are. In the reduced visibility, see Maxime Emery there trying to clear his goggles. In the reduced visibility, and with the noise of your own machine, it makes it very hard. You don't really want to be looking around in these conditions. So spatial awareness is absolutely crucial. Vivien Gonnet closing right in. Maxime Emery with the white leggings and the blue mudguards and tank still hanging on in second place. Sylvain Dabert comfortably out front, and this time he's not being caught. Maxime Emery all about trying to hold on to second place ahead of Vivien Gonnet, and that's his battle now. Lap 5 of 6. Gonnet is just about where he was in the first race when he got by Sylvain Dabert, and it's not quite happening for him there, but he is all over Maxime Emery. The problem is now, the more he shows himself, the more Maxime Emery will be aware that he is there. He'll be more defensive. Last lap coming up. Oh, and that was a little mistake there from Vivien Gonnet. Gives Maxime Emery too much breathing room, does he, for the final lap? Yeah, Emery a good half second in front, maybe 7/10 of a second in front. And that mistake at the final hairpin might have cost Vivien Gonnet a chance for second place here. Maxime Emery just tantalisingly out of reach. I think Vivien Gonnet needs another couple of laps to get back to where he was. Sylvain Dabert is still leading through the S's. Maxime Emery, second place, the number 1 machine. Now Vivien Gonnet, don't think he's going to get there. He's got to produce something very special indeed. Has a huge late lunge. Who's coming out in front? Only one person has emerged. Sylvain Dabert is the winner, and in second, Maxime Emery with the white legs, and third is Germain Vincenot, number 14. Across the line then in fourth place is Vivien Gonnet. He gave it everything, didn't he? And a huge lunge just did not work out for him. A third win in 4 races now for Sylvain Dabert. Maxime Emery in second place. And Vincent third. Gonnet tried everything in the final hairpin and just didn't come off for him. Well, dramatic stuff from the motorcycles as ever, despite the weather. It's always worth watching. Well, confirmation of the result. Sylvain Dabert, the points leader by 22 from Vivien Gonnet, Maxime Emery in third place. And then Germain Vincent and Julien Colombon in 4th and 5th. Good weekend in Andorra again for Sylvain Dabert. Second in the first race and first in this one. Vivien Gonnet could have been closer if it had all gone right in the final turn there, but as it is, he's 5 ahead of Maxime Emery, 22 now behind Sylvain Dabert. So that's how they stand heading into the Christmas and New Year break before we resume in round 3. And there is your podium, maintaining the yellow vest, Sylvain Dabert, our weekend winner. Very happy to win here in Andorra. Proved I was strong with the pole. Had 2 great starts, which is really important on the ice. 4 whole shots out of 4 races. I think that's the key. I'm going to keep going and look forward to the next round in Isola 2000. Final race of this Andorra weekend, the Elite Pro Super Final, and a pair of panises on the front row of the grid. 48 points apiece so far this weekend for poleman Aurélien Panis and his dad Olivier on the outside the front row. 2 different cars, 2 different teams. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg in 3rd, Franck Lagorce in 4th, both on 44 points so far for the weekend. And they start ahead of Nico Prost and Olivier Pernot. So they are the top 6 drivers from the qualifying heats and from Superpole, where most points for the weekend are awarded. So those steps are just as critical as the glory here in the final. So getting ready to go, Aurélien Panis ahead of his dad Olivier. Olivier is going to take it very easy on his son. Of course he is, of course he isn't, not even remotely. He's there to beat everybody, and that means thrashing the kid as well. JB Dubourg and Franck Lagorce on row 2, Nico Prost and Olivier Pernot on row 3. Great start from Aurélien Panis, gets ahead of Olivier Panis. 3rd JB Dubourg, but look around the outside. Here comes Franck Lagorce, got a really good start, trying to cut around the outside to the inside. All contact with Olivier Panis. Lagorce drifts out wide. Dubourg into Olivier Panis, and Aurélien Panis takes advantage and disappears. Well, there is your leader, Aurélien Panis, number 3. Olivier Panis in 2nd, the white car with the little green highlights. Then 3rd place, the turquoise Renault Zoe. And that is JB Dubourg, the number 1 plate on the side of his car, last year's champion. 4th place, up to 4th, Nico Prost. Fantastic stuff from Nico Prost. Gets ahead of Franck Lagorce. Lagorce in trouble, I think, because Olivier Pernot in the Audi was trying to go by there as well. The white car with the yellow rear end. Aurélien Panis leads, Olivier Panis in 2nd, then the 2 Renault Zoes, JB Dubourg, Nico Prost 3rd and 4th. Ahead of still Franck Lagorce in 5th, and he's fought off Olivier Pernot. So now then, can Olivier Panis in 2nd place there, with the green highlights, escape that man, number 1, JB Dubourg, and close down the race leader in the Audi, his son Aurélien. See Olivier trailing a back bumper, that won't worry him whatsoever, even if he knows. Franck Lagorce with a little less of the body left on the space frame. Great view of the space frame there, of course. No big internal combustion engine under the bonnet or at the rear of the car anymore. It's all electric drivetrain, battery packs nice and low down to keep the centre of gravity very low. All of that weight from the batteries. Aurélien Panis leads. Olivier Panis sets it up for a big long drift. Tighter line in the second half of the corner. JB Dubourg still in 3rd ahead of Nico Prost. Here comes what's left of Franck Lagorce's car. All the Germain bits, it's still got drive, brakes, steering, just doesn't look as pretty as it used to. Aurélien Panis's does. Olivier Panis is a little less so, but he's right with his son now. Lap 3 of 4. And Olivier Panis is going to have to be in proper elbows out and in the barriers, Franck Lagorce. It looks like they may be a little bit more awry with the car. End of lap 3, final lap then for Aurélien Panis. Let's hope he doesn't catch Frank Lagorce's damaged car in a tricky position. JB de Bourg third, Nico Prost dropping back in 4th place into perhaps the clutches of Olivier Pernot. So it's a 1-2-3. Aurélien Panis, Olivier Panis, JB de Bourg. Jean-Baptiste de Bourg is not going to close enough. Yellow flags are out, no passing there. Olivier Panis right with Aurélien. They're trying to avoid the damaged car of Frank Lagorce. They do, but that is going to compromise the line for all 3 of them. Aurélien Panis still in front on the last lap. And it's just the run out of the hairpin to the line. If he gets this halfway right, he is going to win. And it's going to be victory here in Andorra for Aurélien Panis, his 2nd win of the season. Olivier Panis 2nd, Jean-Baptiste de Bourg in 3rd, then Nico Prost in 4th, and Olivier Pernot in 5th position. And don't forget, Aurélien Panis carrying 60 kilos of ballast after winning in Val Thorens on day 2. Well, that's a fantastic start to the season for Aurélien Panis. So Olivier Panis had the fastest lap, but JB de Bourg took it before the end, and that single point goes to his account. Frank Lagorce not looking overjoyed with himself. So confirmation then, Aurélien Panis, 48 points in qualifying plus 16 for winning the final, 64 points in total. His dad Olivier was tied after qualifying, 1 behind him in the final, 63 points. Jean-Baptiste de Bourg with the extra point for fastest lap, 59 points for him, ahead of Frank Lagorce and Nico Prost and Olivier Pernot. Those top 6, of course, going through into the super final. So, after 2 instalments of this year's championship, as they head home for Christmas and the New Year, breathe as Aurélien Panis leads by 14 from the reigning champion Jean-Baptiste de Bourg. Jan Erlaché slipping away in 3rd into the clutches of Olivier Panis and Nico Prost. And among the newcomers, Andreas Backerud in 6th position. Strong start for the season for him. Well, there's the podium here in Andorra. Aurélien, Olivier and JB de Bourg, who moves up to 2nd. Aurélien saying, great show the front row with my dad. Hope that'll happen again. Little surprised by today. We won despite the ballast. Really happy though. The Santalok team did a great job. They really made the car work well. Very happy to head into Christmas with the yellow jersey. Well, next up is Isla 2000, Isla 2000. What about the handling of the electric cars? Is this key? A lot of drivers are learning how these things work, coming from normal gas-powered cars. Yeah, definite advantage to be driving this car last year, but it is very, very close. It's always tough to win. You need to have all the stars aligned. The team did a great job, we'll see in Isla, but it's been a great start to the season. Well done indeed to Aurélien Panis, our points leader. And that is it for Andorra. Round 3 of the Andros Trophy is after the festive season in Isla 2000. We'll see you there for all the action.